The following episode will contain spoilers. You have been warned.
You're listening to Cinema IRL, the podcast that throws you into the movie and asks the question, what would you do? And now, Cinema IRL.
I wish I could switch places for just one day.
What would you do?
Put yourself in my shoes.
How do we handle this?
What would you do?
Put yourself in my position.
What would you do?
Now it's your turn.
Love makes people do some really dumb shit sometimes.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Yeah. Alrighty, folks. This episode we are talking about Materialists. A young, ambitious New York City matchmaker finds herself torn between the perfect match and her imperfect ex.
So I'm going to have to admit, when the movie started, I looked at it and I'm like, what? And I grabbed my phone to make sure I was in the right theater.
I did too. I did too.
I was like, am I really in the right place?
I did the same thing as well, and I kind of panicked for a second. I'm like, no, I know I looked at the theater
Yeah.
number. Yeah, I did the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, I mostly liked the movie, but man, there's definitely some what would you do's here.
There are a ton. So our main character, Lucy, is a matchmaker, and she deals with high-end clients who want to meet their perfect mate. And they have some pretty lofty expectations of who's going to be available for dating, having incomes of 200 plus and maybe like willing to lower your standards to someone who makes 150 and
I mean, in fairness, New York City.
yeah, perfect bodies, perfect income, and as far as the guys go, I don't care if you're in New York or the rest of the world, still pretty much that, hey, if she's older than half my age, she's too old. So yeah.
What the fuck on that one?
The ugly world of dating. So Lucy is at a party and she meets this guy who is into her, and she's just trying to get him to be a client. But at this party, she runs into her ex, who, in short, she broke up with because they had money problems. And
no one's ever broken up because of money problems, ever.
That's not true.
It's literally the number one reason.
So her ex-boyfriend, like, even if they went someplace nice to eat, he didn't have money for parking, and she could not live the life that she wanted to lead because he was indulging all of his interests and had multiple roommates and did not have the lifestyle and the income of a person who was capable of dating and sustaining a relationship with her.
Yeah. Mind you, she made $80K.
Yeah, I mean, she certainly wasn't making a ton of money.
Yeah, I mean,
that's more than a lot of people, but that's certainly not like
$80K in New York City.
Yeah, it's not like she was an heiress and was accustomed to a certain opulent lifestyle. She just wanted to go to nice places and have a nice dinner and not have to circle for 20 minutes trying to find a parking spot. She just wanted to be able to have the $20 to valet it and go and have a nice dinner. And he was not capable of that. So they broke up. And so his name's John. So now John is back in the picture after being gone for a while. And then there's Harry, who is interested in Lucy. And the movie basically interweaves that dynamic with those three folks, but then also all of the things with dating and expectations and good dates and bad dates. And then, of course, there's her client, Sophie, who not only has a bad date, even though the guy thinks it went really well, it turns out there was some sort of sexual assault there, and Lucy feels terrible that she set up Sophie, her client, on this date with this guy.
How does the guy think that this was a great date
When
he knows he assaulted the girl?
Okay, so here's what I think. I think sometimes men don't realize, I'm not making excuses, but like, you can be a little too pushy and a woman might consider something more offensive than a guy would. However, the thing with this guy, he walked in on her in the bathroom. There is no gray area there. There is no like, oh, maybe you misinterpreted or maybe you're being too sensitive. There's no gray area in that. You walk in on a woman in the bathroom. I don't know what she was doing in the bathroom, but yeah, no.
So, but here's
And we don't know exactly what happened. They never really tell
But here's
us.
part of what confuses me.
Okay.
It walks in on her in the bathroom, but she said later that she let him walk her home, not he came up.
Yeah.
So presumably he went in the bathroom in some public location.
I don't know. I mean, they are vague with details. I
mean, it
I
just-
kind of tried to imagine what that situation was.
I'm just
but-
thinking if somebody's walked in on you in the bathroom in a public place, why are you letting them walk you home?
Well, and maybe it was at her house. Maybe he walked her home to her place and did that at her place. We don't know. We don't have the details. So we are following Lucy and her romance with Harry, who is taking her to nice places and wants to take her on her dream vacation and is giving her the life that money can provide. And then there's John. John with the 3 roommates, John in the dumpy apartment, John who doesn't have 2 pennies to rub together. And we see Lucy kind of, I don't know, a couple of years has passed and it seems like she's indulging the notion of being friends with John, but she's also very open that she is dating Harry.
Yeah.
I mean, so let's just start off with that. What would you do if an ex comes along, you're Lucy, and you started dating someone and this ex comes back in your life at the same time? And I mean, I know your MO is to be friends with everybody.
I mean,
but
it was simultaneous basically of him or her meeting both Harry and John or John back. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it was at the same event, the same
within
gala.
like seconds. So nobody was dating at that point.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, dating can get competitive sometimes, especially if you know there's another suitor in the picture. Like, if you really want to win, you need to try to win. I've, in my younger days, had a couple of situations like that, and you just either have to decide, listen, I'm going for this, or I'm going to do my thing and let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah.
Clearly, Harry did not want to let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, he was interested in Lucy and made no qualms about it and thought that they would be an excellent match in many, many ways. And then there's John.
Yeah. So you want to know what John had that Harry didn't?
What?
History.
Yeah.
And that's literally the only thing. History is strong, but you also have to remember that if you have history with an ex, then there's a reason they became an ex. So, yes, you remember the good times, but don't necessarily forget the bad ones.
Yeah.
Especially if the thing that basically caused you to break up is still a condition that exists now.
Yeah. They had broken up a couple years prior, and John's in the same place. He's still in the same dumpy apartment, paying very little rent because the place is so dilapidated and has multiple roommates. And what is he, late 30s, I think, or so? And yeah, his situation isn't the same, or is exactly the same, rather. So,
Yeah, he said he was 37, I believe.
yeah. I mean, there's a time and a place for experimenting, but when you're 37, it's and you have, you know, a relationship with someone who he professes to love, and I believe he truly does, but you can't. What kind of relationship can you sustain on having multiple roommates and not having any money? It's
Yeah, I have a whole slew of what I would do if I'm Lucy's. Like,
okay.
so, number one, I'm not letting my work life screw with my head nearly as much as she did. Like,
Well, she did when she thinks that someone got, and we don't know what this assault involved, but when someone got assaulted because she made a match, yeah, that's going to weigh on anyone with a conscience.
no, because, no, listen to everything the boss said. Like, you're right with that. Everything she said was spot on. You can analyze people all you want and get lots of information from them, etc. But when they're in a truly private setting, the matchmaker doesn't know what that is.
yeah.
They only know what they've been told.
And honestly, that's even the same with, you know, couples and families, you know the persona that they put out, that you see at the barbecue or that you see at the luncheon, and you don't know what people are like in their own private lives.
So, and that's the thing. Yes, it is truly unfortunate that happened. Sophie should have been a little more understanding of that. I mean, clearly she was upset, but how could you let me be? Because the dude's not my best friend. He's a guy we interviewed, have talked to a little bit. He's shown us what he wants to show us, and he didn't show us a side of him that was like, oh, I'm going to assault people. And you just can't be responsible for that at all. Like, you could feel bad for Sophie 100%. And you could say, I'm so sorry this happened to you, but not, I did something wrong.
Yeah.
Because she didn't do anything wrong. But she let that get way the hell in her head.
Yeah.
And it probably is inevitably what truly wrecked it between her and Henry, because she was just in a bad emotional place. And then she sees what presumably was an engagement ring in the suitcase of stuff to go to Iceland.
But she didn't love him. I mean, she was very clear when they broke up. I don't love you. You don't love me. This seems to make sense in the moment. So I don't think that she didn't fall for Harry because of the situation with Sophie. I think it was just cumulative that the situation with Sophie made her want to talk to someone she was comfortable with, like John. And at the end, obviously, spoilers, people, John and Lucy give it another whirl. And this is the part that bothers me, is, to me, it was like making poverty romantic.
I will give you
like
everything that made you break up with me. Like that, yeah, John just wasn't giving anything new. He's like, I'll try.
Yeah.
And she's like, yes.
That end bothered me a lot, because I thought there is nothing romantic about not having money.
No.
And I felt like they were trying to make it feel like a love conquers all and true love wins. And I'm like, no.
Bullshit.
Yeah, for sure. So oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Lucy, another.
Uh-huh.
If I'm not sure on loving him, or she thinks she doesn't, I'd probably still give Iceland a shot. I mean, seriously, the dude clearly has plenty of money. Like, dude was really.
And she doesn't dislike him.
Yeah, she wasn't. And like, he's going to give her dream vacation.
Yeah.
At the very least, you've seen the ring, so you know something's happening. So you can be you're mentally prepared.
But if you go on the trip, then you know the trip involves a ring. I can understand canceling.
Man, I mean,
I think the opportunist in you wants the Iceland trip, but I think...
Well, but maybe he shows a side while there that she hadn't seen. Like there are plenty of stories of people who were friends that something happened and then all of a sudden they started loving each other. Maybe she would see something in that trip. I mean, the trip wasn't going to burden him.
I don't know. I think once you see that ring, and if you're not in a ring place and you're just really liking the person, but you're not feeling like there's a future there, I can see not wanting to get deeper into the notion that we're a couple and we're going on this romantic vacation. And
I mean, it would also help.
See bailing too.
It would also help if we knew how much time passed.
I felt like not very much.
Yeah. So here's the thing.
I felt like a couple of weeks passed.
Yeah. Here's the thing. If it's just a few weeks, it is perfectly reasonable for her to say, okay, on the proposal, the answer right now is a tentative no. And it's merely because I just haven't had enough time with you yet. I need, like... There's
no tentative no. It's a no. It's no, not now,
yeah,
I guess.
I mean, yeah, it's...
I guess.
I mean, I used to always say that I had multiple criteria before I would... I had to be dating someone at least a year to even consider getting engaged. Like, to even consider it.
Mm-hmm.
And then to get married, like, we needed to have been dating at least 18 months, and we needed to have been cohabitating for at least 3 months. because you find out all sorts of things about these people that way. If somebody's proposing on 2, 3, 4 weeks, no, it's perfectly fine for her to say no.
I don't think Harry had even been to her house, her apartment.
Yeah, so that's the thing. She could see the ring and think, okay, listen, I can say no for perfectly valid, reasonable reasons without wrecking the relationship, without wrecking the trip to Iceland.
Iceland.
Well, yes, that would be nice. I would take a trip to Iceland, but yeah, I mean, fuck, I mean, it's your dream vacation. You might as well.
So what would you do is you would be like, hey, I'm going to Iceland. And then if he pops a question, then you're like, no, not right now.
Yeah, actually, because clearly there's chemistry there. There is something to that, but so you've been dating 2, 3, 4 weeks in love? Tell me something else that shocks me. No, of course you're not in love. I mean, I've heard stories of people proposing on the first date and then having extremely long marriages. I mean, it can happen, but it's perfectly reasonable.
So Lucy obviously was a matchmaker. And when she was meeting with all her clients, they gave her the whole criteria of everything that they want. Would you ever consider putting your dating life in someone's hands like that?
I've had times that I have. When I was really young, way too young to have been doing this, I actually used a matchmaking agency, but this was like well before California, which I was like 23 or 24 when I moved to California.
Oh, so you have used a matchmaker.
Yeah.
Or was it just some dude?
I went on exactly one date. And,
I think, okay.
And it was somebody who basically said, yeah, I'm friends with her. And she was just like, can you go out with this guy? Like, she wasn't, they said that everyone was clients. So everyone was invested, but she wasn't. And it just made me feel all of a sudden like the whole thing was a fraud. Like you're just their friend.
Oh, so you had hired a matchmaker, but you got set up with someone who wasn't a client. It was just a person that you got told to go on a date with.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. So you felt that person didn't have the same level of investment, and it was...
Now, that said, I've actually been on the other side as well, where I have dealt with a matchmaker where I was not a client, and they got profile for me, and then would occasionally ask me and say, hey, we found this person. We think they might be great for you. Mm-hmm. Or usually it was like, we think you're a great match for our client. So obviously the people were paying them money first. And I think I only went on one of those dates. And sadly, it was one of those situations where I thought the date went pretty well. She did not agree.
And it's interesting, right? You can both have this shared experience, but you bring in your expectations, your history, your desires, your checklist, and that same shared experience can be very different for the two parties involved, can it?
And here's the thing. If you're paying a matchmaker money, like, A, that is not cheap. But
well, it depends.
B, you're going to have some high expectations. Like you're paying money because you want good, high quality matches.
Yeah, it's not
someone like me.
Well, it's definitely not someone to just be like, hey, I'm going to set you up on a bunch of dates, because you can do that by, hanging out at the local bar and find someone to date somebody. But yeah, there's expectations of that this is of a caliber of person that you might not meet on your own, and that you need a conduit to make those introductions.
I mean, in fairness, in 2025, I'd never use a matchmaker. I mean, online dating, I feel, has mostly replaced that, though I know they still exist.
Lies. People lie on dating profiles, and
sure.
I mean,
I've had that happen to me too.
Well, and through a matchmaker, the expectation is that they have vetted the person, which then takes us back to Sophie and the fact that, sure, her date, I believe was Mark, was vetted as well as you can vet someone who's not going to disclose that they're a creep.
Oh, yeah, but I don't know, 20, 30, $40 a month versus a $5,000 membership or more.
Oh, you mean an app versus a matchmaker?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
yes. Is a matchmaker going to be better? Yes. Are they going to be literally 100 times the price?
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you are really at the point that you just have infinite freaking money and you just don't care, then sure.
I don't think you need to have infinite money. I mean, some people, especially if we look at women who want to start a family and have a child, that biological clock ticking is a real thing for a lot of people, and they don't necessarily either. Maybe they're busy and they work a lot and they don't have time to be going out on a series of bad dates. Or, they just really want to prioritize this aspect of their life, but they don't have the ability to sink all of the time and frustration into getting the result. They just want to fast track the result. And, I mean, that's the world that we live in now, is you can buy results.
I'd still give the apps 2 or 3 months to at least try. Because, I mean, you don't know. You don't know. I mean...
You got to go on a lot of bad dates, though.
I'll say this: OkCupid's not a sponsor, but I've pretty much every good date I've had has been off OkCupid, including.
You can sponsor us, OkCupid. You
Yeah,
want to
you're
throw us
welcome
money?
Okay, so at least one last one from my perspective.
Okay.
Having your legs broken to gain a few inches.
Yeah, well, guys definitely want to have a certain height that they can put on those apps or dating applications, matchmaker applications.
Did he say he was like 5'6" before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so in short, if you didn't see the film,
In short,
basically a procedure where they break your legs and then they separate the bone and then fill them in. And then stretch you so you're taller and more attractive to women, because a guy who's 5'6" or 5'5" might not get the girl, but you add on 6 or 7 inches and then you're 6 feet tall. And
weirdly enough, I was thinking about this the other day before I even knew anything about this with the movie. And I truly believe the thing where women have a thing with height, and it's not just I want the guy to be taller than me or taller than me in heels. Like, you could have a girl who's like 5'2" who's like, yeah, I don't want to date anyone who's under 6'1". And I think it's on a subconscious psychological level, it's about genes. It's about, if I have kids with this person and they're short, then I'm going to have short kids. I'm going to have kids that aren't quote unquote as good. And I really believe, if I'd have to look it up, but I bet you that has a lot to do with it.
I would never think that.
And see, I don't think they're thinking it consciously.
I think it's more about the strength that comes from a larger man, a guy who can carry you over the threshold when you get married and swing you around and lift you up and be strong and capable. And
yeah, but if you're 5'2" and I'm 5'11", I'm strong enough to do that. I can.
Yeah, but if you're shorter than me, then it's going to be this whole awkward thing about you can't carry me, you can't lift me.
I do understand the thing where women want a guy to be bare minimum the same height as her when she's wearing heels. So that generally I
mean, Tracy Pollan and Michael J. Fox, obviously there's a big height difference between the two of them. But it's not the norm, is it?
Yeah, well, Michael J. Fox is Michael J. Fox. So, I mean, he could be short. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I mean, you're freaking Marty McFly, and yeah. No.
Yeah, they were together before he was Marty McFly. They met back when they were doing Family Ties.
Family Ties days. Yeah, okay, well, sure, you were...
Alex B. Keaton.
Absolutely. So, I could see it. I could see if you're somebody under... I'd say at or under 5'8". I could see that. Like that for some reason, 5'8" seems to be at least in the US, like the line for if you're under 5'8" as a guy, you are quote unquote short. Now, being over doesn't make you tall, but you're short under 5'8".
Okay.
So, yeah, if you're under 5'8", it's unless you are extremely successful. Like money can make up for height. 100%.
Money makes up for a lot of things. Money makes up for height and weight and intelligence and personality.
Yeah. I mean, but of course, if you have the money, then you can afford the surgery. And if you don't have the money, you probably can't afford the surgery. But assuming you could just have
that is an extreme.
Assuming you could just have it done.
If you're the leg breaking. Yeah.
Like if you're 5'8", give me, I mean, if you're going to give me 3 inches in that case, give me 4. Like, take,
as long as they're breaking your legs.
Like take me to 6 foot and maybe 6'1", like from wherever I'm at, because I gotta think the more they add, the more painful it is.
I don't know. That is some serious commitment to perception.
Yeah.
And how but you know what? I guess it's more than perception. It was really about confidence, because Harry told Lucy, I wouldn't have had the confidence to come up to you as the short guy.
Oh, yeah.
But break my legs and make me taller, and here you are, and we've been together. So
I mean, it was a hell of an investment for him.
Yeah.
Because it is. I mean, in a situation where you're dealing with people, when you're taller, you can be more confident. And that works in relationships. It works in business. It works in freaking everything.
Whatever makes you more confident. Yeah. Whether it's weight or hair or clothing, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts on this one?
Yeah. Poverty isn't romantic, people.
Not even a little bit.
We hope you enjoyed our episode. Thank you for listening. And to catch all the new episodes, please subscribe. We release 2 to 3 episodes weekly, so we'll have new content regularly. Until next time.